Exclusive.
Let's just talk about the one thing that is kind of melting the internet, especially the Xbox, PlayStation, PC space, which, by the way, I've never seen those three groups of people more united than they are in the last 12 hours. And the reason that is because Nintendo, during their conference, they revealed the price of Mario Kart World, also known as Mario Kart Horizon.
Actually,
Mario Kart Horizon.
Actually, it wasn't during their conference, which
wasn't.
Which gave me a lot of red flags.
Oh, okay.
Because usually they announce things. It's on their website.
It is $80.
$80.
$80. And so if Nintendo's doing this on a marquee title set up for as a launch title for their next generation of the Nintendo Switch, everybody in the gaming industry, all these developers have been toying with that idea. Nintendo just said, we're doing it.
Here's my take, David.
Go ahead.
I feel like I am being priced out of gaming. Not because I can't afford it, but because I can't justify it.
Shall we talk about the Nintendo Direct in its entirety?
Yeah.
I think, so this was a console reveal, and Spicy clearly is probably going to disagree with me on this.
Okay.
And we're getting more in a couple weeks because we're getting
We're getting more. We got the Mario Kart.
Also, to be fair, I had a tough day.
Okay.
So
maybe I'm just negative anyways.
He's just on edge right now.
I'm a little on edge.
Nintendo Direct was today, and again, them unveiling their handheld, I think, has implications for the handheld space as a whole. Tell me what you think of this statement. Watching it, I think this was the best console reveal that I have seen. From in totality, from the new hardware, the way they show it off, the new features that are coming, even the software updates, to their first-party titles that they've released during this console reveal, to their third-party partners that they released, and then ending with Donkey Kong and Dust Blood. It was the best console reveal that I've seen.
Well, what's funny is, like, despite all the nickel and diming, like you said, the console itself, I think, is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
One, we get the graphical update, 1080p on the screen,
120.
4K on docked mode for supporting games, 120 for supporting games.
Well, no.
I mean, the dock has a fan in it now. I mean, that thing's going to crank.
Yeah.
Crank it. The 4K probably goes down to 30 frames, right?
No, it said 60. It specifically said 60 frames.
Well, that was on Zelda, wasn't it? Or which game was it? Because they basically had a quality mode, performance mode.
Yeah, it said on the bottom in like the subtext, it said 4K pushes 60 frames basically.
Okay.
And then it also said it may not be 60 or it may not be 4K. It could upscale depending on the developer.
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the.
I think 60 should become the new 30, which is good.
So,
but
Jordan, I think for me, we as a group have covered three now console generations of reveals.
Yeah. Well, this one they came loaded with a lot of stuff. My biggest surprise. Well, actually, let me get into the devices.
Wait, hold on. Do you think it's the best console reveal though? That's my specific question. Do you agree or disagree with me on that point? And if you disagree with me, name one better. Well, hope we're going to you next.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one of the best just because of what they had to offer.
Yeah, I think it was
minus some of the pricing with $80 games and then nickel and diming with a bunch.
Here's the thing: if you watched the thing, you didn't know that till afterwards.
Yeah. So when you watch the thing, they specifically cut the price out. Yeah. So everything was good.
Spicy. You disagree with me that it's the best one. Which one do you think beats it?
I'd probably Switch one. Switch one, probably.
See, I don't know that the Switch one had so much hype.
Yeah, it did. It had a lot
because we're coming off the Wii U.
No, it had a lot of hype because
Zelda.
of Zelda.
They showed off Zelda.
Yeah,
that's right.
And that's what I think. That's one of the things that I think is missing from a critical standpoint, not a negative standpoint.
Yeah.
I think the exclusive games we saw, Mario Kart could push sales of the console.
Yeah, because it's exclusive to the Switch too.
It could, but it wouldn't for me.
I like
Mario Kart.
Not as much as like Breath of the Wild.
Not like Breath of the Wild would, and Dusk Blood would. But it's in 2026.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong is okay, but it's not a release title. It's a month later. It's a month later, which I'm surprised they did that.
You got Fortnite on day one, though.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's... Are we transitioning to... let's get me out of the way so we can end on positive
Okay,
stuff.
go ahead.
This whole thing, I mean, I really liked the beginning. I really liked, 120 frames on a handheld. That's crazy.
And on Nintendo, also crazy.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so but that's like the first 10 minutes of the show. The next 40 minutes, hot take, and I'm sorry, but I really got Stadia vibes. I really got a lot of games that are already available, have been available for 4 years, 5 years, Fortnite, 8 years. I got a lot of, hey, now you can play it on this too vibes. Like that was like 80% of the games they showed. Hey, now that this is coming. A few of them were great because they were like Borderlands 4. They said, hey, this is going to be a launch. We're going to launch it also on this. So I got Stadia. The problem I had was
it's not going to be
Stadia.
launch day though, because Borderlands doesn't come out till September.
Well, yeah, but they're saying
But they're
now
gonna
it's going to
launch,
be part of the launch platform. It's one of the launch platforms they're doing, which is great. I got the vibes that it was just like Stadia in the fact that you can already play the games you own, and that the difference with this, I guess, is the fact that it's handheld, which is great.
Yep.
But I've already played those games. I don't have necessarily a desire to play them.
Yeah.
So
their launch titles are, and this was one of the critiques I saw going around. Their launch titles from Nintendo first party is Mario Kart World, which I think
they're relying heavily on that.
Yeah, I think it revives Mario Kart. Not that it's Mario Kart dead. Not
Mario
at all.
Kart today is selling more on like Mario Kart. Is it 8 Deluxe?
Yeah.
I think that. Right?
Not that on Mario Kart. How do you exceed Mario Kart 8? Enter Mario Kart World. Like it looks fantastic. It looks really cool. The concept's cool.
$80.
Yeah,
$50 if you bundle it with the console.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. So I went into this. So let's get my negativity out of the way. I went into this expecting to be hell yeah, because Nintendo's awesome. Even their presentations are great. They always make me laugh.
Sure.
I think they're great, and I just did not feel after seeing all the nickel and diming. All the games that I won't play on it because I've already played them. It was just I was underwhelmed, and I mean I had a bad day. Okay, when these guys showed up to my house, I had my chickens all over the street. We had to chase them down. Thanks guys for your help.
That's fun.
That was fun.
I had to perform surgery on one of them today.
Oh really?
Yeah, because one was backed up, clogged. And it was gonna die. I saved its life.
Wow, that's cool.
So I'm stressed out of my mind. Not that chickens are not. Yeah, but so I was just expecting to be wowed and wined and dazzled, and I got nickeled and dimed in games I've already played. And I really want to play Dusk Blood, but that doesn't come out till next year. So I'll probably get the console then, and maybe it'll be cheaper, but it won't because it's Nintendo. So I don't know. I was underwhelmed. Unfortunately, I wish I wasn't, but I got Stadia vibes. I wish.
I definitely did not get Stadia vibes.
Yeah.
I immediately went to pre-order it. I could not be more excited. And that is the thing. And
I'm happy for you.
So I think here's the thing. I think Nintendo is at an advantage in the handheld space. Clearly they're at an advantage. They're dominating the handheld space at the moment. But because they're not stuck in the arms race that an Xbox and a PlayStation and a Steam Deck are. Those three are stuck in an arms race. How do we maximize hardware to get be the absolute best in graphical fidelity that we can at this crazy, opportunity cost? How do we get the most bang for our buck? Blah blah blah. And where do those two intersect? Whereas Nintendo, 1080 screen. 120, so you can do that on a 1080. Most people, it's really smart because when you look at PC gamers, everybody on console, we talked about this last week. Consoles kind of get this unfair judgment because we're all playing on a TV that is 4K and everything we watch on 4K. Whereas if you're a PC gamer, the Steam statistics that we saw, it's like 90% of PC gamers are playing on a 1080 monitor anyways. So of course you could get higher frame rates, higher graphical fidelity. You're just not getting the texture fidelity, right, that a 4K would offer. And so for a handheld, you don't need it. Like, it's smart. Is Xbox's first party handheld, what's the ROG Ally? Screen? Is there
screen refresh rate?
Is theirs 1080? What is theirs?
Oh, it's resolution.
Yeah. I think all you need is 1080. I think Xbox would be smart if they follow Nintendo in that realm. Don't worry about resolution on a handheld. Gimme performance.
It's 1080p.
It's good enough
with 120 hertz.
Because I was
go.
kind of bummed out at not like when I did the ROG Ally and stuff that it wasn't or said that some of the handheld, not the ROG Ally, but that some of the like the OLED or something, it wasn't a higher resolution when the Switch OLED came out. But you guys are right. Like on a smaller screen, it's really not that noticeable or that big of a deal.
Yeah. I think that Nintendo has a little bit of an advantage there.
It's one of those things where why waste resources there when you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, but number one, Mario Kart Horizon.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's really smart. I like actually that Cyberpunk is on there now because I can't play that on my TV in front of my wife and my kids. But where I could play it is on my kid-friendly Nintendo Switch.
That you can't let the kids play.
But you
can pull out and play it in regular mode.
Pull it out
and I'm actually impressed that Cyberpunk is on there because you remember the amount of trouble they had on PS4, Xbox One at launch. I mean, I know they fixed a lot of it, but didn't they like cut those off at a certain patch as well? So anyway, I'm just impressed. Yeah. You know what's going to be a really good game to compare? Hogwarts. Pre-Switch 2 Hogwarts, because it's on the Switch right now, and I've seen it on the Switch. Yeah. It looks like
it's
Nintendo awesome that you
Polygon.
can play it, but it looks terrible. It looks terrible. So I that's a fun one to compare. Going to like launch titles though, I do think like as a launch lineup, they're relying heavily on those 3 GameCube games and then Mario Party World. Because let's be honest, no one's gonna pay money for a learn about me game.
The text. Yeah. That blew.
Maybe
was the first of the downhill for me.
I thought Astrobots would be lame, and I tried it, and it was awesome. And now we have Astrobots 2, and it won Game of the Year. Yeah. I mean, technically it shouldn't have, but it's still a really good game.
But it's really good.
Yeah, but it's really good. Maybe that learn about the magnets game will be great that we have to pay for. But anyway, thinking back, did the Switch or even like Xbox One, PlayStation 5, like did they have, launch titles, they usually have a handful, maybe 4 at the most, like exclusive launch titles, and then they rely heavily on third party and then backward compatibility, right?
Yeah, but like the Switch had Zelda.
Well, yeah. I guess it just depends. It just depends on what game you have.
When you're selling consoles, if you're trying to sell the hardware, you come out with a badass game. That's how you do it. That you can only play on that system.
Well, do you think Mario Kart?
Here's the thing: Mario Kart World is that
it would appeal to a wider audience.
It's just not for you. You don't, or it's not. That's not for you. You don't think it's as good as the Zelda one, but I bet you it smashes records.
Yeah,
and it's Mario Kart Horizon.
Yeah, you're doing something.
Maybe we can pay $2 for the map unlocks, the billboards, Mario Kart billboards.
That's probably fair. It really is probably fair. But like I said before, that in combination with the price points, even though you can bundle it at $500, that in combination, I'm paying $500 for one game. Maybe other people would be like, yeah, but it's the new Mario Kart and it looks great, looks fun. Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that, and that's totally valid. But I feel like I'm being priced out of gaming if this is the new norm.
Well, so what you just said, paying over $500 for a launch, you do that with Xbox and PlayStation as well.
I will dial it back a little bit. I think this console is actually priced okay.
I think it's perfectly priced actually.
But it's the games, like the pricing that I'm expecting.
For those to come out. I think most people agree $80 is incredibly expensive.
That is where that's my like.
Okay.
But also, we don't know. Is this is it a marketing strategy? Hey, we don't want you to. Well, you can only buy the game on the Nintendo Switch too. So It's an interesting. It's an
and
interesting move.
Nintendo doesn't often drop their prices.
Well, it is the incentive. They clearly want you to buy this bundled because the only two options when you go to pre-order are unbundled, bundled. And why would anyone buy it unbundled when that's the game? Like
when you're saving $30,
for $50 more, you get Mario Kart that would cost you $80.
Yeah, you're saving $30.
Yeah. It's just
ish.
the big price point, man. That's killing this launch for me.